Howdy, Broncos country. Mace here after a feel-good Broncos win over a very bad, at least right now, Cincinnati Bengals team. 28-3, the Broncos get the romp over the Bengals, a game that really, after the Bengals opener, when they drove downfield to a field goal, and then the Broncos got stymied on that 3-and-out, after that, it was all Denver Broncos, and most of the game the Broncos did what they wanted to do. And aside from some self-inflicted wounds, some penalties and other mistakes there in the third quarter on offense, and then, of course, the interception on fourth down in the end zone in the second quarter that ended that drive, a game where the Broncos mostly did what they wanted to do. Harassed Jake Browning, forced him into things he didn't want to do, and kept him from getting into any kind of rhythm. It was mostly chuck it downfield and hope for the best, trying to test Riley Moss, and Riley Moss passed most of those tests as the game went on. The Broncos pass rush doing what you know it can do very well. And then on offense, finding a rhythm and finding an identity. A couple of words that you heard often in the locker room after the game were identity and standard, that this performance was the standard that the Broncos expect. Bo Nix over 300 yards passing, and RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins over 200 yards from scrimmage combined. And of course, J.K. Dobbins becoming the first 100-yard rusher for the Broncos in a single game since Latavius Murray all the way back in the 2022 season, the first 100-yard rusher of the Sean Payton era. Certainly that was something that meant a lot to the entire offense, to the offensive line in particular. Remember, this was the number one run blocking group in the NFL per ESPN analytics last year, but didn't have the rushing success for a group to go along with it, so now that's a feather in their cap. One thing that Quinn Miners talked about after the game was he noted that he and the offensive line have had meetings with the running backs since training camp, that they've been meeting together. So it's not just the running backs with their position group and the offensive line with their position group. They've been getting together, and something that Miner says that's helping the running backs kind of understand what the linemen are doing and vice versa, and they've gotten more on the same page, and you could kind of see that work together resulting in some nice runs. So you see the identity developing, and that's encouraging if the identity is going to be on the ground. Until that last 2-minute drive there at the end of the first half, the Broncos had a nice balance. 17 passes, 16 runs, and 2 of them were Bo Nix scrambles. So nearly 50-50. It got a little out of whack, of course, there in 2 minutes, but that's kind of what you expect. But that's good to see. And another thing, as far as the identity of this offense, ideally being built on the ground, listen to Courtland Sutton, a wide receiver who had a big night and really with a catch early in the game on third down really helped the offense get kick-started and get going. Listen to the way Courtland Sutton talks about the contributions of Harvey and Dobbins when I asked him about the big night from that duo in terms of them combining for over 200 yards from scrimmage.
I was very excited to see those guys go, man. Those guys practice their butts off. Those guys, are capable of doing so much damage in the backfield. And as a receiver, I think I might have expressed this to you guys at some point. It's really fulfilling to because we're not in the trenches, but we play a part in the run game, and so it's really fulfilling for us to be able to see those guys, 7, 8, 9. 10 yards, 12 yards, 20 yards, like seeing them, get these runs, it's fun to be a part of. It's fun to be able to see them, break through, and then understanding that the O-line's working their butts off as well. And it's a fulfilling moment for them as well to be able to know that they're, getting all their blocks for the running backs to be able to hit the gaps and, at the end of the day, imposing your will. That's what running the ball does. It's you saying that we have the desire to run the ball. you got to stop us. And that's what we did today. And it was a lot of fun to be a part of. And it was really good to see those guys get going, and them combine at that number is really cool to be able to see.
Hearing that kind of enthusiasm from Court, you can see that he's excited, and he knows that if this team can have that identity starting from the running backs and then the receivers blocking for those guys as well, that this offense can really do some great things. And if you get the running game going, it's going to open up things for the wide receivers as well. Just look at the game that Court had, and of course the game that Marvin Mims Jr. had as well, really unlocking him both on the ground and in the passing game as well. So a lot of great things for the offense, of course, against, again, a bad Bengals team. They're going to have to do more if they're going to have a similarly victorious performance next week against the defending world champions in Philadelphia. But doing it against any team, it's a good start. The Broncos at 2-2, and of course Sean Payton has never had a losing season when his teams have started at least 2-2 or better in the first 4 games. That's it from Empower Field at Mile High. I'll have plenty more as the Broncos get ready to face the Philadelphia Eagles over the next few days. So be looking for that at denversports.com and on all the social channels. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching.